There is a psychological threshold that every high-value individual eventually crosses. You have learned how to observe. You have mastered the uncomfortable pause. You know how to stand in a room full of noise and remain completely untouched. But what happens when the room itself is poisoned? What happens when the game they are playing is so fundamentally flawed that winning it is actually a loss? Today, we delve into the most devastating psychological maneuver in human dynamics, the absolute power of walking away. Society conditions us to be fixated on closure. We are taught to fight for relationships, to argue our points until we are understood, to stay and fix things, even when those things are actively destroying our mental architecture. Psychologists call this the sunk cost fallacy. You have invested so much time, emotion, and energy into a person or a situation that you convince yourself you cannot leave. You become a hostage to your own history. The silent observer recognizes this trap and entirely rewrites the rules of engagement. The ultimate power move is not winning the argument. The ultimate power move is realizing the argument is beneath you and simply removing your presence. Imagine a master chess player sitting across from an opponent who decides to start eating the chess pieces. The master does not yell. The master does not explain the rules. The master simply stands up, pushes their chair in, and walks out the door. The game is over, not because the master lost, but because the master refused to participate in absurdity. When you walk away without a word, without a grand declaration, without a dramatic exit, you trigger what is known in psychology as the Zeigarnik Effect. The human brain is biologically wired to obsess over incomplete tasks and unresolved situations. If you leave an argument screaming, you give the other person closure. They can label you as crazy, emotional, or unstable. They can build a narrative around your reaction. But if you simply evaporate, you deny them the ending. You leave an open loop in their mind. This psychological ambiguity is agonizing for toxic individuals and narcissists. They are left in a void, desperately trying to construct a narrative where they are the victor. But they cannot, because you did not even care enough to finish the battle. Walking away is the ultimate declaration of self-worth. It communicates a terrifying truth to the manipulator. You have nothing that I need. Your validation is worthless to me. Your presence is no longer required in my reality. This level of detachment is not easy. It requires a brutal audit of your own ego. Your ego will scream at you to send that final text message. Your ego will beg you to have the last word. You must look at your ego, tell it to sit down, and choose your peace over your pride. The moment you realize that your attention is a currency, you stop spending it on bankrupt individuals. When you remove your energy from a toxic environment, you will experience a period of withdrawal. It is a detoxification of the nervous system. You will feel the silence of your own life, and initially, it might feel like loneliness. But do not be fooled. That is not loneliness. That is the sound of your own frequency recalibrating. You are making space. When you walk away from the noise, you finally give yourself the acoustic environment to hear your own intuition. You begin to attract individuals who operate on your new, elevated frequency. You stop being a magnet for chaos and start becoming a sanctuary of order. Never threaten to leave. Never use your absence as a manipulation tactic to force someone to change. That is weak. When you leave, leave permanently. Burn the bridge and do not look back at the flames. Your absence is not a negotiation tactic. It is the final consequence of their disrespect. Master the art of disappearing. Protect your peace with ruthless aggression. Leave a comment below if you have ever found the strength to walk away from a toxic empire. Subscribe to the Silent Observer. Quiet the noise, observe the truth. We will see you in the next one.